Hello and welcome to today's Yoga for the Splits video. We're going to be working on some hamstring stretches today. So really getting into all of our legs, but emphasis on hamstrings, quads. And I want to make sure that you guys have your props or blocks or pillows today. Usually for my morning classes, the 15-minute ones, I try to avoid using props so it's more accessible. But if you're going to be going into these positions, I'd be most comfortable with people using props to support themselves. So if you don't have blocks, going for pillows. If you don't have a knee pad, maybe taking a blanket to place behind your knee for extra support, just as we sit in these poses for longer. Alrighty, make yourself comfortable right on your mat. You can start cross-legged here. You can sit up on a block if you want, so placing the block right underneath your glutes, just to help you lower your knees maybe a little bit more than your hips. And then roll the shoulders back and down. We'll take 2 breaths in to start and 1 exhale. Fill up. 1 more. And empty. Regulating your nervous system, just allowing you to come to that mindset of it's okay to let go. Take your hands right to your heart. Breathe in. Hold at the top. And empty. See that little bit of letting go that we've already started? We're going to carry that through our full practice. So making your way down to a child's pose to start. You can walk your fingertips up, or you can place your hands between your thighs for an embryo pose. Option is yours. Just start to ground yourself in. Maybe taking your knees out just a little wider. And then softening down to one cheek. Really allowing your heart to close into that space, to close the gap between you and the mat. And if you chose one cheek, flip to the other. You can have your own intention for this class, whatever you want it to be, but I suggest making it something about allowing yourself to sink into postures, allowing yourself to let go of strain and tension, giving yourself permission, giving yourself just a little assurance that you know how to take care of your body and that you will when it comes to that point. Just a reminder that we want to do yoga forever, so making sure to support ourselves in every stretch, every move, every posture. And then slowly make your way up to a tabletop. We'll just move around our hips, maybe fingertips out to the side walls, rocking side to side. And then fingertips face your knees, rock forward and back. Now sitting back onto your heels, peeling up just to your fingers, starting to stretch out the fascia in our hands, sinking back to your heels, and then coming back through center. Flipping your palms around back through the front. Take some cats and cows. Inhale, look up. And exhale, round your spine. Press your hips forward, come up onto your fingertips and tuck your chin in. And then drop your belly, gaze left. And on the exhale, come back to a neutral tabletop. We're gonna reach our right leg behind, bend your knee, and then reach your opposite hand over, starting off with a little quad stretch. Breathe in, and empty, and then release it out. We're gonna reach our left leg back behind us, lift it up, bend your knee, take your opposite hand right back, pressing your foot into the palm of your hand as you peel back behind you. And then come back through, neutral tabletop. You're gonna curl your toes under, sitting back for toe stand, stretching out the fascia in our feet. You're welcome to peel your pinky toes out to the side, And then just start to sit back, putting pressure right on your hips. Maybe your hands come to your hips, like little anchors, gluing you in. Or maybe you take a bind behind your back, allowing your shoulders to roll behind, creating that nice long line of energy from the crown of your head down to your spine. Fill up, empty out, and as you fill, your chest expands, and as you empty, dropping your shoulders away from your ears, and then unbinding your arms, taking your hands back out, tap the toes. Coming up to a down dog, curling your toes back under, pick it up. You're gonna pedal out your heels, taking some big bends in your knees, dropping your belly to your thighs. Make sure to press the ground away with your hands here, slightly externally rotating your fingers, the eyes of your elbows face forward. And then inhale, both heels lift through center. And on the exhale, drop them off to the right side, your right ear to right shoulder. And then back through center. Drop your heels off to the left, left ear to left shoulder. And then back through center. Take your heels down. Take a little step up with your feet, pressing down with your hands, just trying to get your feet flat on the ground here. And then lift your right leg up and place it behind the left. Big bend in your left knee, maybe inching your fingertips up as we press back for a nice hamstring stretch in the right leg. And then inhale your leg up high, bend your knee, stack your hip, and open up for some circles, some movement. Maybe you straighten out your leg and continue your circling. Maybe you flip your dog, pressing your hips up, taking an arm circle. And then we're gonna come back around, step it through, warrior one. Big reach, sink in, fill up, and empty out. Open up for warrior two. Reverse, low runner's lunge. Hands plant around your front foot. We're gonna bend and extend into our front knee here. As we bend, our gaze lifts. And as we extend, you wanna tuck your chin into your chest. Just holding for however long you need. Allowing yourself to get the stretch at hand. Just rocking back and forth. And then track star. Start to glide side to side. Start to roll your toes up on either end, and you're welcome to give yourself just a little calf stretch, a little calf massage, or a hamstring massage, just rubbing the thigh here, or you're welcome to continue moving on back and forth, whatever your body needs. And then back of the room, downward facing dog. Switch your perspective a little bit and start to pedal out your knees once again. Yeah. Pressing the ground away, getting out of your shoulders, fingertips slightly externally rotated. Lift your left leg up and step it behind the right. Big bend in the right knee, getting a little hamstring stretch on the left side here. Big breath in and empty. Pressing down into your mat. And then lifting it up, left leg, bend, stack, open. Start some circles, or maybe hold if you'd like for a moment before starting to circle around, starting to move. Maybe again you extend your leg, painting the wall behind you. And then maybe you flip your dog. Turning some arm circles. And then step it through for a warrior one. Big reach, sink in. Open up, warrior two, soften the shoulders, gaze past your fingertips, reverse. Low runner's lunge, hands come around your front foot. Keeping your back knee up, We're bending and extending. As you bend, your gaze lifts, and as you extend, tuck your chin to your chest. Back and forth. Your pace, your body, your movements. Just trying to make this feel a little more fluid in your own set here. And then we're gonna go back to our track star. Maybe this time, since you've warmed your body up, you rotate back to the back of the room on one side, sort of like a low runner's lunge, twisting your torso, rotating your hip back and forth. And then stop in the middle for a wide-legged fold. Right away, tucking your chin in, walk your hands to the back of your mat. And maybe walk your feet out an extra step or two. Just start to devote down, start to settle into this posture. Maybe you take a block underneath your head. Maybe you just use your breathing here. And then I want you to walk your hands to your right ankle. You can step in a little bit if that feels more safe, more comfortable. And then take your right ear to your right shoulder. And then we'll walk it across our mat, left ear to left shoulder, hands to left foot. Back through center, halfway lift, fold. Rise tall for 5-star, big stretch. Press your hips forward, inhale. And exhale, relax your shoulders back. And then we're gonna switch to goddess. So your hands coming out in a cactus position, just shimmy your hips down, start to sway and move, and then find your center. You're welcome to manually press your hips forward here, or just hold yourself where you are. Sink in just a little deeper. And then come up on your tippy toes. We're just gonna do some pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your heels, continue to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands coming to your hips, coming down to your knees. You're gonna dip your right shoulder in, look off over your left shoulder. And then come back through center. Your left shoulder dips in, look off over your right side. Back through center. Lift it up, 5-star. And then we're gonna hinge our hips and twist both feet to the front of the room. Step up with your back leg. We'll take a pyramid stretch. So you'll hinge your hips forward and then drop down. Your legs are like parallel train tracks here. I recommend grabbing 2 blocks if you have some distance between your hands. But if you want to start your setup over, your left leg back, your right leg forward, reach high, hinge your hips, drop down, and settle in. Coming back to your breathing here, sending breath wherever you feel tension. Maybe walking your blocks out. Tucking your chin right in. Just a couple breaths here. And then we're gonna step back for a lizard lunge. So the top right foot comes to the top right corner of your mat. If you have a knee pad, you can take it behind your left knee, setting yourself up for some comfort, because we don't need to put unnecessary pressure into our knees. And then blocks underneath your hands or your elbows. You're welcome to start with your blocks high and rotate them lower as you get comfortable. Just listen to your body, listen to what it's telling you, and take care of whatever your needs are. Only you can know what your body is asking for and how to protect it. Now I want you to start to soften anywhere you can. Maybe it's releasing your hands, releasing your grip. Maybe it's dialing your blocks down to a lower setting. Maybe it's closing your eyes or releasing in your forehead. Maybe it's peeling your tongue off the roof of your mouth and letting your shoulders fall down just a little deeper. Maybe it's releasing in your neck, tucking your chin into your chest. Maybe it's releasing in your low back, your hips. Maybe it's releasing in your back knee, telling your knee it's okay to soften. And then lowering to your lowest point. Maybe that's the last level of your blocks. Maybe it's backing your back knee up a little bit further. Maybe it's walking your hands out if your arms are already on the mat. Start to send your breath wherever you're feeling tension, strain. We'll do it together. Big inhale. Exhale right where you need it. And continue on. And then we're going to take a half split. So just sitting back into your front leg. So extend your right leg long. Your hips can remain stacked. And you want to square your hips to the front of the room. If you want to reach your blocks out or if you want to set them up right under your hips, your choice. See what feels best in your body. Big breath in. And empty. Do it again, fill up. And exhale. And then we're gonna make our way back to our lizard lunge, round 2. See if you can back your knee up a little further. And see if you can right away drop into a lowest setting. Maybe this time you roll onto the front side of your foot. Side of your front foot, opening up the hip in a slightly different way, and then bringing it back through center. We're just doing some longer holds here for the rest of our class. So coming to any intention, allowing yourself to soften, release, let go. Maybe it's mentally telling yourself that tension in the front of your hamstring, in the front of your quad can be let go. And then we'll take a quad stretch. So you're gonna make your way up, bending into your front leg, opposite hand to opposite foot, pressing the back of your foot into the front of your hand, rolling your shoulder behind, gaze is lifted, hinge your hips forward, fill up, and empty. Do it again, breathe in, and exhale. Just staying here for a couple more breaths, a couple more moments. And then release. Take yourself into a half pigeon. You're welcome to take a full pigeon, crossing both legs if you would like. but I'm gonna set myself up in a half pigeon with a block underneath my right hip to bring the ground closer to me. And then taking my elbows down, trying to keep my shin parallel to the top of the mat here. Once again, bringing up that checklist of where can I let go, where can I soften, and how can I protect my body. Now we're going to start to lift. We're not going to come all the way out, just lifting up a little higher and then relaxing back in for just 2 breaths. Now making your way out, we're going to take our first full split. Straightening your front leg, sliding your front heel, maybe rocking, maybe moving things side to side. And then slide your back knee a little further, protecting with padding here. And take your blocks right next to your hips. You want to make sure you're seated directly over your hips here, your shoulders stacked. Just allowing yourself to get in a little deeper. And as you settle, pulling your back knee a little further back and allowing yourself into this space with permission. Remembering to protect your body because it doesn't feel the same every day. So even if this is something that you were able to do before, maybe it's not something that you can do today. Maybe you need to hold yourself up a little higher, and that's okay. Feeling the stretch however your body's allowing it today. Every day getting just a little closer, seeing progress as we continue on with our goal. And you can stay or you can start to transition out. We're just going to take a child's pose to break things up. So you're welcome to hold it longer if that feels right in your body. Or you're welcome to reset your heart rate. Maybe rock side to side in your hips. Maybe rolling your forehead on your mat. And then make your way up to a tabletop. And back to a down dog. Big breath in. And empty. Your right leg lifts high. And step it through for a track star. We'll just glide side to side once again. Feeling those cracks, those pops, those crinkles. Bringing back some fluidity into your body. Maybe reaching back with arm circles, tucking your hand behind your back and looking over your shoulder. And doing it again. And then stop in the center, wide-legged fold. Your right hand stays down, your left arm reaches. Inhale, reach higher, and exhale, fold. We're gonna reach our right hand up, inhale, reach, and exhale, fold. Halfway lift, fold. Rise tall, 5-star, big stretch. Press your hips forward, and exhale, relax your shoulders back. Front of the room, twist both feet. We're gonna hinge our hips forward, take a big step up with our back leg, and drop in for pyramid. Grabbing your blocks if you'd like them. Any support that you have for your body is always welcome. We can all reset if we'd like, or you can stay right where you are, hinging your hips forward and dropping down and in. Right away, tucking your chin to chest and allowing your breath to settle. Allowing your gaze to soften, maybe closing your eyes, and maybe pressing into your front foot just a little more. Tuck your chin to your chest, and then drop your right ear to right shoulder, and left ear to left shoulder. And then back through center. And step back for a lizard lunge. Grabbing your knee pad, placing it behind your back knee. Taking your left leg to the top left corner. And starting to make your way down. Starting to let go of your tension. Starting to give your mind permission to soften in this space. To allow you to grow while also protecting your body. Maybe we can lower our blocks already. Maybe you can release your grip. And then start to release a little more. Maybe laying your palms flat on the mat. Maybe dropping it in your shoulders. Maybe releasing in your back hip. Right in front of your quad, telling your body it's okay to be soft here. Maybe loosening up in your back knee. And then we'll reach back, taking ourselves up and out for a half split. Maybe you peel your toes towards your face, leaning forward, or maybe you take your blocks right by your side, pressing your heel into the mat, stacking your hips right under your shoulders. Take a big breath and empty. Do it again, fill up and exhale. Square your hips to the front. And then we'll come back in for lizard lunge number 2. So right away, taking your props down, scooting your back knee a little further behind you, start to drop in. And again, once you're comfortable, once you're settled, once you've loosened up your joints, your fingers released in your hip, dropped your jaw, opened your mouth maybe, let your head hang, then there's an option to roll onto the side of your front foot for a slightly different opening. And then bring it back through center, resetting your front foot. Allow yourself to lower, to soften in just a little more. Maybe removing your props if you feel ready for that. And then let's lift ourselves back up and out for a quad stretch. Opposite hand to opposite foot, straightening the bend in your knee, making it a little bit more stacked. Feeling your shoulder behind, press your back foot into your hand. Hinge your hips forward. And continue to breathe. Maybe finding some softness in your fingers. And then we'll set up for our lizard lunge. So I like to take a block under my front hip as I heel toe my front leg parallel to the top of my mat. And then drop in. Maybe you take your elbows out a little wider. Maybe you cactus your arms out to the sides, really allowing your head to drop in. Really allowing your heart to soften. Letting your head drop. Letting your shoulders release. Sending oxygen to wherever you're feeling strain. And then we'll make our way up for our left side front split. Grabbing your blocks, sliding your front heel out and your back knee a little further behind you. Bring your blocks in close to your hips, right underneath your shoulders as we stack shoulders on top of hips. Take a big breath in and empty. Fill up and exhale. Softening into this space, drawing your knee back a little further. Maybe lowering your props, but just understanding your body and that not every day feels the same. Tilting your chin up to the sky. And then option to stay or option to release out. Coming back to a child's pose, wide or close. Just softening in. You can walk your fingertips out, or you can wrap your arms around the outside of your body, reaching for your ankles, allowing your elbows to drop down beside you, coming off to one cheek. And then switch the direction of your face, making it so that if you were on your left cheek, you're now on your right. Think about straightening that line from the crown of your head to your tailbone, just finding a little length there. As you drive your glutes down into your heels. And then start to unravel, meeting me on your glutes. So you can have your legs extended long on your mat, but I'm gonna reach my legs forward just to give you the view. We're gonna sit up for our staff pose. Reach your arms nice and high, hinge your hips forward, and then fold in. Peeling your toes towards your face, relaxing behind the knees, walking your hands down your feet here. And if this isn't an access that you have, maybe reaching to ankles, or maybe bending your knees. Wherever you are, try to tuck your chin in and drop down just a little further. And then start to make your way up. We'll do another reach high and exhale cactus. And then widening your legs here. So I like to take a knee pad under one foot and the other foot will go on my mat. Setting up for a wide-legged fold or a wide-legged stretch here. You can reach through center, pausing for a moment if you would like. Option to fold over your blocks, creating just a little bit of space here for you to rest into. Big breath in and empty. And then I want you to take your right hand to your right ankle, right behind your right foot. And then your left arm reaches over top and comes to that same right foot. Peeling your toes to your face here. Maybe reaching for your ankle if this isn't quite within reach. And then we'll walk through center, resetting, reaching long. And then off to the left side. Your left hand connects right away, your right hand reaches overhead, and then makes that same connection. Big breath in, and on the exhale, soften. Maybe tucking your chin to chest to bring your head lower. Maybe left ear to left shoulder for a little support. And then start to walk yourself back through center, just a little bit further. Slowly making your way out. We're gonna take a Supta Konasana. So the palms of your feet are gonna come together, laying down on your back. One hand on your stomach and one hand on your heart. Just opening up your hips, your knees out to either side. Start to notice your breathing. Notice its pace. Now together, take a nice big inhale, holding at the top, expanding all the way from your belly to your chest. And empty out all the way down to your belly button. And do it again, filling up all the way to the top till the breath feels like it's in your hips. And empty out to your lowest point. And then just return to your normal breathing. We're gonna reach our arms up above our head, stretching for the front of the room. And then bend your knees in together, walking them out, pencil stretch. Pointing your toes, fingertips stretch. And exhale, soften. Bend your elbows. And then we're gonna walk our ankles over to the left side. So your right ankle can come on top of your left. And then you're gonna inch yourself, your top body over to the left as well for just a banana stretch, pulling your right fingers or your right wrist. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So walking your feet over to the right. Your left foot can come over the right, crossing ankles. And then your right side of your front body can pull to the right side. Your left wrist is being tugged with your right hand. And then come back through center. Set yourself up for Shavasana. You can take blocks underneath both ankles if you would like a little support for your back. You can roll your shoulders behind, tucking them under your body. You can let your toes fall out to either side. And then let's slow our breathing together. Start to drift. Now start to bring some attention back in. Noticing your breathing. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then bending your knees in and rolling off to your favorite side for fetal position. And then start to make your way up and out. Coming back to your comfortable seat, you're welcome to take a block again behind your hips, underneath your glutes. Sit up nice and tall, lower your gaze, or soften or close your eyes. We're gonna close with 2 breaths in before the exhale. Fill up. 1 more. Empty. Now I just want to suggest that you hold this softness that you allowed yourself throughout practice and carry it with you for the rest of your day. Take your time getting up, take your time moving your body. If you have interest in more classes like this, I do have a playlist for hamstring stretches for splits, stretches for your splits. If you have any interest, check it out. I'll link the other video that I have so far right in the bio here, right in the description, so you can check it out. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. I hope you had a good practice, and I hope to see you again.